Right guys, we've been out on some bikes today at the T.M.E centre. They put this splash on and everything. Hopefully I don't get a thing back. So these are local Suzuki dealers. So right, what we did. So T.M.E came down, the motorcycle experience company, and they do this all over the country, and they do all sorts of different bikes and everything. So look out for them. Great company, really worth. Really look after you for a day out and come and ride some bikes. So I really highly recommend to look out for them. So that's T.M.E, the motorcycle experience company. So what did we do? So first of all, we took out the Suzuki GT. Where's it gone? Up here. Right, as you all know, I'll put the link up somewhere up above. I did a review of this bike and took T.M.E Centre's bike out, and to be honest with you, I probably wasn't as nice as I could have been to it. I found a few faults, especially one of them was the gearbox. Just a gear change. The quick shifter on it I wasn't very impressed with at all. And I did say at the time I couldn't understand how the Hayabusa had such a good quick shifter and yet this one not so good. Well, it turns out it was probably, well, more than likely, just a setting on it, and I must say I've got to revoke that, because we've just taken this one out and we've had a 45-minute ride on it, and I can honestly say it was absolutely stunning. And because the gearbox was so good, the riding experience of the bike itself completely changed, and I was absolutely highly impressed. So going back to what I said before, was would I spend my money on it, and the answer was a high massive no. I would actually. The ride I've just had, this bike could be brilliant for commuting, for touring, Sunday blasts, very quick. If you two up, you will have to adjust the suspension, and what we're going to do in a little while, we'll get Teresa's view on it. We'll bring her in. In fact, Teresa's here now. You want to go and stand by the bike, darling? So this was the first one we took out. Say hello, Teresa.
Hi.
So what did you think to it second time round?
I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
It was completely different, wasn't it? Because the last one I rode, when I was changing gear, it was snatching and jerking, and
I thought it was an automatic.
there you go then, guys. You know, that's massive, and that was just running on the actual quick shifter itself.
Very nice.
I think I am quite sure this is now on our shortlist. Would you say?
Yeah.
There you go. So
Do we been a little bit more comfortable?
Ma'am, I'm sure we could get a bit of padding on the seat for you. What was it you found as well? You found something, didn't you, that when you were on it?
Because I'm a large lady on my bum.
I wouldn't say that, my darling.
But on here, you're pressing down and you're hitting this bit here, sort of thing, on the back of your leg.
Oh yeah.
And where your pocket is got there.
But what we will say is these are actually for panniers.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have them on your bike. So, and we are not pannier fans, are we? You don't like panniers on the back. So to be fair, if you are two up, you're going to have panniers, then maybe that's something you need to consider. But again, I think you need to really take this out for a test ride and see what you think. That's the most important.
That is very important for me.
The smoothness of the gear changes and everything.
Very comfortable leg-wise and everything else. Yeah.
Well, the guy did say that was at the back of the group. He said that the ladies looked more comfortable on the GT than they did the Busa, and he was saying that the legs were more angled on the Busa as opposed to the GT. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. The Busa, I know you're going on to that, but I did get pins and needles.
Okay. Which, if I remember right, you did the first time as well. So the GT, thumbs up, yes or no? Double thumbs up. That's amazing. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for letting us take a ride on that. I know it's only going to be a shortish video this time, and a bit, you know, we haven't got the riding experience out on the road, but we've already done reviews on them anyway. So if you want to have a look at those, have a look. But remember what we've just said. The bike we took out obviously needed a bit of fettling and a little bit of setting up. It's probably straight out the crate, and that was a shame. This one, absolutely stunning. So let's walk down to the Busa then. Say again. And it did make us smile, didn't it? It's got oodles of power, absolutely handles fantastic. So we'll come back down to the Busa. This is the 2023 Busa. This is the one we took out. From a riding point of view, I never stopped smiling. I've got to admit, I didn't stop smiling at all. It was smooth, it was silky, but it was also extremely powerful. Which, you know, I've heard rumours that people say that it doesn't handle. Boy, does it handle. It handles like a dream. But it is going from that sports bike to something like this, which is a you know, an impressive muscle bike. So again, yeah, freaking absolutely stunning. Really enjoyed my ride on it. I love this new colour scheme. It's like gunmetal grey and burgundy. So Teresa, so on the back of the Busa then, what did you think?
Very comfortable. Apart from when I got off, I did have pins and needles.
But you didn't on a GT?
No.
Okay.
Why, I don't know.
I still seem to remember that on the last one we did, you know, that was something that you said.
But bum-wise, very comfortable.
Yeah.
Like sitting in your armchair.
Yes.
For me, I felt the smile factor, top end of your speed limits, I'm afraid.
And beyond.
And beyond.
You don't start smiling until you're doing silly speeds, really, do you?
No.
So to get the smile,
it's too armchairy and what have you. But if you want a fun bike,
you have to open it up.
you have to. Yeah.
And boy, does it go when you open it up.
You're doing naughty speeds, and,
Yeah.
and then it makes you smile.
Which you don't really want to be doing in this day and age, because obviously the police are the way they are. Having said that, it does trickle through villages really smoothly. Like Teresa says, it's like it's a wolf in sheep's clothing when you're tottering through villages. But when you drop it down and get it into that bottom gear. Now listen guys, I rode both of these in Mode A traction control 1, even though it absolutely chucked it down with rain, because what I found is when you're riding Suzuki gently, including my GSXR1000, if you have the traction control on and you're riding it gently, it doesn't really know what to do, does it? And you get like a jerky noise as you're riding. And I thought it was a throttle problem. I've rode both of these, Mode A, traction control number 1, nothing, no jerkiness, no nothing. So if you want the bike to have your feel, then that for me was the way forward. So just to sum up then, the Hayabusa, absolutely stunning, as they always have been. They are something very, very special. Is this on the short list, do you think?
Oh, definitely both on it.
It's so hard to choose.
Hard to choose. On the Busa, no matter what speed you were doing, I felt, as a pillion, I felt rather comfortable.
Yeah.
And not nervous about it not handling the road or anything. On the GT, although it was comfortable and everything, I felt that I had to work.
Okay.
Not work, but help you.
Yeah.
I've got to know where I'm going.
Yeah. I will say with the
Whereas
GT,
on
the
this-
suspension wasn't set up for 2-up.
Yeah.
It felt, when we started cracking on a bit and it got into a couple of bends with the bumps, it felt a little bit uncharacteristic. But I think that could be sorted. I just need the suspension stiffening up a little bit. So yeah, I understand what you're saying with that. The Busa, for me, I got on it, felt straight at home with it, rode it, had no problem with it. The GT, again, we had the GSXR1000, we've got the GSXR1000, got on that, felt straight at home with it. Listen guys, if you're thinking of these bikes, you're going to have to take them out. Take them out, ride them, come to these days if you can, and see what you can do. So for now, we're going to go and say goodbye. Say bye, Teresa. Thanks guys for watching. Don't forget, subscribe, hit the bell, do the usual thing, share with your friends, and I hope this video has been of some help to you. Take care everyone. Bye bye.